I would be happy to explain this, Anna, with the cheetah tiger emojis. If your mouth have crooked teeth, narrow jaws, upper jaw, lower jaw, your muscles, face, lips, oh, I got a pimple, neck, will influence how your teeth and your jaws and your facial bones grow. Real quickly, when you're young, your tongue is supposed to be up into the roof of your mouth and resting there. Hopefully, there's breastfeeding that's prolonged as long as moms can do it. I'm a mom and I wasn't able to, so I get it if it can't happen. Then, if you're able to breathe through your nose effectively, your lips are sealed. When you chew, you're really using the right and appropriate muscles. You're not chewing, I was just eating, you're not chewing like that, you're like, then we're not getting a lot of activation in temporalis, masseter, you have some pterygoid muscles. The chewing and the proper resting of all these muscles tell your face, your jaws and your teeth to grow efficiently. It's not just gene coded. Yes, there's some genes hiding behind there, but what you do or not do influences that growth. Say, for example, somebody had a tongue tie. I know it's kind of controversial, but it can happen. That tongue is tethered and restricted in movement. So the entire tongue, possibly as you were growing, isn't putting enough pressure into the upper jaw or your palate that split down the middle and is super soft until you're like 6 or 7, that tongue isn't able to put pressure up there and help widen the upper jaw, which also widens the base of your nose, which helps you breathe. And then that position also helps to grow that face, that nice potential. That's going to ensure that you're able to breathe and sleep functionally if nothing else gets in the way. Now, if restricted tether tissues are there and it gets in the way of how your tongue moves and how it rests and the pressure, yada, then we see people need aesthetically braces to correct what the muscles didn't help support. So braces hopefully will get you back to where you should have been, but braces won't change the way that your brain has been telling your muscles to move. If you've had something that gets in the way of your muscles doing what they need to do properly and functionally, your brain has adapted the behavior and movement of those muscles to be able to do what you need to do. Think of what you need to do here: eating, drinking, talking, breathing. The sleep, when you sleep, everything up here is responsible for keeping oxygen to your brain. If something gets in the way of that, it's going to impair your ability to sleep with quality and restorative sleep. So think of it that way. Now back to this question is, if you need braces or a palatal expander, the muscles aren't doing something that they should have done. Doing the appliance and working with the orthodontist, but without checking where your tongue rests and how it works and how it moves, which shouldn't be in the orthodontist scope in regards to, it's not part of a great business plan in the orthodontic community to have somebody there that's screening for this, so I get it, because it doesn't make the money. So referring out to somebody that specializes in muscle, orofacial muscle function and breathing, that's all I've done for the last 8 years. I've been in dentistry, including being a dental hygienist, so I really, really know this part of our body, but it's all connected. If you or a child needs braces, a palatal expander, or you're going into a 2nd or 3rd round, we've had people come in with 4th rounds, and they're not checking or referring you out, talking about tongue placement, swallowing, and airway, find somebody else, because you will just go back to where you started. It might not be right away, but a few years you will relapse because you didn't address the reason why your teeth shifted, why your jaw's narrowed. So very long explanation, but hopefully this helps. But it's a great question because this isn't mainstream knowledge. The concept of this has been around since the orthodontic community was created back in the early 1900s, but for some reason it just fell off in regards to what they're teaching and general knowledge with dental professionals. So spread the word, get the word out there, because we hate seeing people come into our office that have been on their 3rd, 5th round, or kids that have palatal expansion and it relapses. They're sleeping like shit. They're having a hard time focusing in school because they're not breathing well, because their muscles aren't doing what they should be doing, and their jaws are narrowing. And then 30 years down the line, they're going to be on a sleep apnea machine, have a really high risk of all-cause mortality or death. So let's talk about this more. Thanks for bringing it up. Bye.